bang. It's a stunning finish.
Goals, the currency of football. Late goals, great goals, match-winning goals, title-winning goals. They're the moments we remember football matches by, and it only takes a second to score one.
Career have scored, apparently.
You could feel the stadium shaking.
I'll always be remembered for scoring that goal.
If he gets it, try and stand them still.
Never pick up the goalie, do they?
I mean, it was incredible. It was madness.
They're terrified of it, terrified of it.
Bergkamp's come inside. It's up for grabs now. Fantastic.
Welcome to 20 goals that shook the world.
And a warm welcome again to the big match.
Regardless of whether Man United went down or not, it was that Manchester City have to beat Manchester United.
It's Manchester United against Manchester City.
1974, Dennis Law, Manchester United legend, but now Manchester City player. And back at Old Trafford for a game United had to win to avoid relegation to the second division.
And what can be the thoughts today of Dennis Law, the erstwhile king of the Stretford end, and maybe now to make a contribution towards his old team's relegation?
I know Dennis was a bit anxious about the game, and I'm sure Tony Brook, and judging by what I've heard, Tony Brook did have concerns and reservations about whether to play him or not in the start.
Lee pulled across for Law! Dennis has done it!
When Dennis scored, you know, we knew it was a situation that he didn't really want.
And no elation there at all from Dennis Law.
It was hard for him at the time. We didn't particularly think anything of it. We just wanted to beat Manchester United.
And Dennis is going to come off. Farewell to Old Trafford.
Tony Brook substituted, brought him off, and you can see by Dennis's demeanour, you know, he thinks there's a chance that his goal may have put Manchester United down into the second division, and you can tell by how his reaction there, how he felt.
We shall see the referee calling the players off. Yes, he's taking them off. The end of Manchester United's 36 years unbroken run in the first division.
Obviously, there was a lot of discussion going on whether to continue the game, and in the end, it was abandoned with about 6 or 7 minutes to go.
Dennis Law, the reluctant match winner, the man who ironically sinks Manchester United.
A sweltering evening in Marseille, where the temperature of the 1998 World Cup quarter-final between Holland and Argentina was to be lifted still further by a stunning late winner.
Long ball played towards Bergkamp. Bergkamp's come inside, and Bergkamp has scored a sublime goal, the sort of goal that only he can score.
I saw it a lot just after the game. Yeah, since that time I haven't seen it, but it's of course it's still in your mind. So I don't really have to see it on television. I know exactly how it went, so I don't have to look at it.
In the last seconds, a wonderful left-footed, driven diagonal ball, and Bergkamp, calm as ever, didn't run around like some players might do, chase and harass and harry. But there was he, controlling this ball at the back post, calmly stepping inside the Argentinian defender and putting the ball into the net as cool as a cucumber with the outside of his right foot.
If you see how he controls this ball, one touch, it's amazing. I think it's technical. I think it's perfect what he done.
I don't think you ever played a perfect game.
Wasn't that goal against Argentina perfection though? For 1 minute?
For 1 minute, yeah. The moment itself was yeah, I think perfect.
Without the first touch and where he actually controls the ball, he would never have the opportunity to actually score.
A great goal from a great player. Touch of genius, as simple as that.
When you talk about such an important game, to be able to produce skill and a result like that was fantastic.
The World Cup finals in South Korea, and the noisiest golden goal in football history.
I first started in Japan. I worked on the Japanese side of things in a lot of the games over there, and the Japanese were enthusiastic about their football, but because the Koreans went a little bit further, that was just, you know, a different scale entirely.
1-0. Korea have scored, apparently.
They couldn't believe what their team was doing, and the whole place went absolutely ballistic.
2 group wins, through to the second round for the first time ever. We celebrate.
Well, I remember going along to that game, we all thought this is where South Korea's run comes to an end. You know, Italy, been there, done it, you know, knew how to win a game of football. Ultimately, no matter what went on, they'd probably sneak a victory.
1-0 Italy. Christian Vieri once more.
I think Italy were stunned by the late equaliser.
Goal! With 2.5 minutes to play. Amazing!
I think when the late equaliser went in, then they knew they had to come again. The last thing Italy wanted, I think, that night was extra time. And then, you know, the risk of a golden goal.
The young Pyo playing it in. Goal! Golden goal! Has ever a goal been more golden?
Well, the reaction in the stadium, as you can imagine, was just one of disbelief. The whole place was going mad. You could feel the stadium shaking.
The Italians took defeat badly, very badly. There were even dark mutterings about a FIFA conspiracy to help South Korea progress in the competition. It was the last World Cup with golden goals. The golden scorer, Ahn Jun-hwang, actually earned his living in Italy with Perugia. Well, he did. Their response was to terminate his contract, and Ahn never played in Serie A again. He was quickly transferred to a Japanese club. South Korea's luck held against Spain in the next round. More disputed decisions, more insinuations. But Gus Hiddink's team became the first Asian side to reach a World Cup semi-final. And Ahn's solid golden goal remains the enduring image of the 2002 finals in the Far East.
The Argentinian squad has already perfected one set piece in Italy. 21 of them make their entrance. Then the star of the show makes his.
Argentina arrived at Italia 90 as defending champions, thanks in no small part to the unique talents of one man. And Diego Maradona knew it. Their opening night opponents, Cameroon, were merely the chorus line for the Maradona show. And they knew it too.
Playing against Maradona, you know, on the same pitch, you know, in fact, I don't know what I can say.
The Cameroons just happy to be here.
Opening game, 1990.
Ready?
Yeah, press the button.
Go.
The surprise come along straight away.
Cameroon causing one of the biggest upsets, I think, that we perhaps can remember in World Cup history.
Well, here's a free kick to Cameroon. Up goes Henrik. It's in there! They've scored! Cameroon! The 10 men!
It was a shock. You can see I mean, it was fantastic. All the stadium completely full, and it was a real shock.
Argentina was not ready for a quite decent African team in that first game.
One or two of Cameroon's tackles did stretch the bounds of decency. They had 2 men sent off. But African football had arrived. It was a famous victory thanks to an almost famous goalscorer.
What's the name of the goal that scored the goal?
Oman Biik.
What?
Oman Biik.
Oman Biik.
Yeah, that's his name, yeah.
Forget about me.
I saw Roger Miller.
No, Roger Miller is dancing, but he's coming on in the other game, you see.
Roger Miller's moments were to come. Cameroon danced their way to the quarter-finals, where they were to give England a mighty scare before Gary Lineker sport their party. Argentina made it all the way to the final again. Paris, 1995. Arsenal bidding to make history by retaining the European Cup Winners' Cup. Their opponents in the final, Real Zaragoza. Their match winner in waiting, an old North London foe.
Naeem we know, of course, after his 5 seasons at Tottenham. Let's just have a quick word with that former Tottenham man, Naeem.
What sort of game do you think it will be? And where will the key areas in this game be?
I mean, the key is easy. Just put the ball down and play football.
Naeem could play football all right. He'd scored some memorable goals for Spurs. But Arsenal's outstanding European performer that year had been their shot stopper.
Arsenal's hero, of course, en route to Paris, has been David Seaman, the goalkeeper.
He has been absolutely outstanding. The most dramatic pass of the last semi-final was his save here to his left-hand side, and even better for his trailing hand from Lombardo, which was just sensational.
No keeper in the world could have saved Zaragossa's opener. But John Hartson replied, and penalties loomed as the final ticked deep into extra time, with the scores locked at 1-1.
Adams couldn't get to that one. That, in its way, tells you just how much he's suffering. Naeem hitting a long one, and it's gone in! Amazing! Have you ever seen a goal like that in a European final? And there's the man who was such a hero just a few weeks ago in Genoa, who's now caught off his line, and Naeem's shot is over the top of him and into the back of the net.
I jumped for the ball and I lost it, and the ball dropped to him, and and I turned and I saw the ball flying and flying. And it was, for me, it was too long. I mean, it was incredible. It was madness. I couldn't cope with the emotion. I didn't even dream about having the chance to win a European Cup, and the way, the Naeem. I believe Naeem deserved something in the Park of Prince behind that goal, just as a reminder of Naeem goal. It's not going to happen again. That's unique.
David Seaman would be reminded about Naeem for the rest of his career. His coach, Bob Wilson, lost for words.
Forgive me if I find it very hard at this moment to find a smile, as it was my goalkeeper who was involved in an amazing moment, really. Arsenal's brave attempt is over. Real Zaragoza win the Cup Winners' Cup. The night when you realise goalkeepers walk a tightrope. Bye-bye.
Still to come.
That is one of the all-time great goals. People always think the goal he scores a fluke.
Everyone knows about it, basically. Everyone who loves football knows about it.
For clubs across the country, 9 months of mud, sweat and cheers, all boiled down to this at the weekend. 90 nail-biting and decisive minutes. Nowhere more so than here at Brunton Park. The situation for Carlisle United is clear. Lose and they go out of the league.
What I like about it is people always think the goal he scores a fluke. It was a fluke.
All the other stars of this programme were chosen to score goals. One was chosen to save them. But with Carlisle United staring relegation from the Football League in the face, someone had to do something to find the goal that would beat Plymouth Argyle and send Scarborough down instead. That somebody was Jimmy Glass.
One final corner called for desperate measures. In the Football League, no goalkeepers ever scored in this situation, but it had to be worth a try. What a time to rewrite the record books.
Jimmy wasn't even a Carlisle player. He was on loan from Swindon. He never played for Carlisle again.
In only his third game for Carlisle, Jimmy Glass had etched his name forevermore into football history and astounded those who thought all was lost.
This man's done it, a goalkeeper. Fantastic.
Scored a goal before, Jimmy?
Well
no, only in training. I scored a hat-trick yesterday in training, actually, if that's anything to go by.
Yes, I did. I scored a hat-trick the day before. I scored the winner as well.
Tell us, did you think you had any chance of scoring when you went up there?
Yeah, always. Schmeichel can do it, I can do it. No, I don't know, you just try your luck. The gaffers give it one of them, so I've gone. Never pick up the goalie, do they?
If I never play another league game in my life, I'm always going to be the Jimmy Glass who scored the goal.
And do you like the idea of that?
Yeah, of course I do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brian Moore testing the line from Rio to London. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It wasn't a World Cup